right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to G.S.R. Gonzo'S Sports Room, Friday night, February 10th, 2023. Friday night before the Super Bowl. Big Eagles and Chiefs game this Sunday. I think it's going to be a great Super. I think it's going to be one of the better Super Bowls we've had in a while.
I hope so.
I think it's going to come down to a field goal right at the end. That's how I just have that fun. But I got the Chiefs winning. But got the Super Bowl. Got a big UFC pay per view tomorrow night as well, which should be a fun watch. We'll be doing a watch party and live reaction. Join us at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, at Gonzo Sports Room and the All Sports All Plays Network. But I'm Chris Gonzo'S, joined by Tony Gonzo'S. How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Got Glenn in here with us already. Good evening, Glenn.
Wasn't a real good night for Glenn at the Pacer game. I don't think, was it?
No, the Pacers didn't play very good tonight. I know they were down by 15 with about a minute left in the game. And then I haven't looked to see what the final score was, but yeah, they didn't play very good tonight.
No, I'm a night owl. I work third shift, so that's not past my bedtime. I'm not Jay McLevin.
But no, what you think about this Super Bowl we got coming up Sunday? It's been basically Eagles are 1.5 point favorite all week. The money line really hasn't changed. I think maybe by game time it might get closer to a pick 'em, but it might not. It hasn't moved much really all week. But I know about 72% of the money is on the Eagles.
I think people think that Philadelphia's got the better running game, and people think they got the better defense. I think Kansas City's got the better passing game, of course. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think Kansas City's experience is going to pay off, and I think they're going to win.
Glenn said the Pacers game was garbage. I ended up sitting the whole fourth quarter. Go get yourself in trouble. Frankie says defense wins you championships. Yeah, I have the Chiefs. I think it's gonna come down, like I said earlier. I have the score being 27-24. I think it's gonna be a last second field goal, but I just think Patrick Mahomes is gonna make a couple big plays that change the game. The Eagles defense is tough, but I think people are underrating the Chiefs offensive line. Chiefs offensive line's been one of their better offensive lines in the league. If they can give Mahomes a little bit of time, I think they'll be able to move the ball. But the Chiefs have to be able to stop Philadelphia's run game. If Philadelphia can get that run game going, it could be a long night for the Chiefs.
And teams that have and this is true, teams that have given Philadelphia troubles, teams that run the football. Kansas City's not a great running football team. So, it's going to be interesting.
Hey, good evening, Greg. How's it going? Hey, I've been working on some things. I'll be sending you some stuff here real soon, Greg. Frankie said it'll come down to who makes the mistake in the second half. Yeah, not very well. I think that's what the game is going to be. Who makes the big mistake? Yep. Who gets that turnover? Or excuse me, or who special teams can make a big play, or something like that. I think could really decide this game. I go with the Chiefs for basically two reasons: Patrick Mahomes and then Andy Reid. And nothing against Nick Sirianni, because I think he's done a great job there in Philadelphia, and I really like him. Hell, he was a good coach for the Colts, real good offensive coordinator for the Colts. So I was kind of sad to see him leave when he left, but he's done a great job there in Philadelphia. But Andy Reid's been at the Super Bowl; he has that experience. I mean, we've seen young coaches get to the Super Bowl and struggle. I mean, look at Sean McVay, his first year down there at the Super Bowl. Okay. So it's.
Yeah, I agree. Kansas City's defense has got to step up. I mean, and they have been. Yeah. But if Philadelphia goes out there and rushes for 150, 160 yards, Kansas City's going to be in trouble because they ain't going to have the balls many times, and Philadelphia does have a pretty sound defense. So, yeah, Kansas City's defense has got to step up. And like I said, they have been as of late. So, we'll see. I'm going with Kansas City too. I think the experience is going to be the key. But I do think it could come down to one key mistake, and both are good teams.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to be one of the better Super Bowls we've seen because I think it's going to be right down to the end. Greg says Chiefs 34-28. The dynasty begins.
That could be very well true.
But yeah, I have the over unders at 50.5. So I have it being 27-24 Chiefs. I like the over. I also gave what else did I give it? I gave out some others.
Greg, let me ask you something. I'm not saying that I'm buying this or believing in this, but what if Philadelphia comes out and because some people think Philadelphia may blow them out. I don't. I'm not a believer of that. But let's say that happens and Kansas City loses by 14 or 17, 20 points, and Mahomes gets another Super Bowl loss. Are people going to start saying that he's not elite? I'm not saying that. I'm just asking Greg. How do you feel about that?
Well, I wouldn't say they wouldn't be elite. I do think
Mike.
what Mike said.
This bullshit. between him and Frankie, I don't know. Man.
Frankie said no dynasty is happening. Stop it. Pops on my fingers
through my hair.
Hey, yeah, you're right, Mike. Gainwell actually has been running the ball better than Sanders has in the playoffs.
Last couple games,
especially Gainwell had a couple of big games in the playoffs, averaging 6 yards a carry. Mike, you said that he thinks they'd say the goat debate would end. I think you start getting to talk about like you get with Aaron Rodgers. Well, I mean, maybe not Aaron Rodgers because at least he's getting to the Super Bowl, but you're gonna get that talk about he can't win, having trouble winning the big game.
Yeah, you might get that talk. I mean,
Glenn said I can get away with saying it was a blowout. Oh man, I don't know. It'd be interesting, but I do think you get the talk. You get a lot of talk about.
I don't think you get as much as talk if the game's a 3-point game, and you know Philadelphia wins on the last play. But if Philadelphia went out there and beat them by 14 points, 17 points, I think that you might get that talk.
Mike says everyone says Mahomes is the next GOAT. If he goes 1-3 in the Super Bowl this early on, it's over.
Well, let's say it goes 1-3 and then they win 2 out of the next 3.
Oh, Frankie.
Jesus Christ. You guys done lost their mind.
Oh, Greg says, yes, if Mahomes lost his second Super Bowl, then the media will say he's a choker in Super Bowls. Yeah, I think you'll start hearing the media say that. Oh, he can't win a big game. He struggles in the Super Bowl. Kind of like what they started doing to Peyton about not being able to win the playoffs, not being able to win that big game.
I guess that would be kind of
Son of a bitch.
And would that be comparative that where you could say that Kansas City has the offense, kind of like the Colts had the offense, but they didn't have the defense?
These guys, they've lost their mind.
Jesus.
I mean, it could be, especially if the Eagles go out there and score like 35, 40 points. I mean, it could get back to because I mean that was part of Peyton's problem, or not Peyton's problem, but the Colts' problem was we never had hardly ever had a top 10 defense when we had Peyton Manning.
I mean, we had some guys kind of like Kansas City had some guys.
Yeah, we had Freeney,
had guys up front, but we struggled in the back end,
and a lot of times struggled to stop the run.
Yeah,
that was always until we got Forrest Buckner. Really, before that, we always struggled to stop the run.
It's true.
If you take Forrest Buckner out of our lineup, we can't stop the run now.
We did play well that year that we won the Super Bowl. We had trouble stopping the run until we got into the playoffs. And then I don't know what the hell happened, but we did stop the run.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Where's Jay at? Where's Jay at when you need him?
Oh, son of a bitch. All right.
Jeez.
But no, my Super Bowl picks I gave out today on the sports betting show were Chiefs money line. Over the 50.5. Anytime touchdown scorer had Travis Kelce at -125, Miles Sanders at +120, Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes at +130, and then Jalen Hurts under 238 passing yards.
And I forgot that's not Jay, it's Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal.
I ain't calling him Jalen. He's Jamal.
I'm trying to make sure.
Poor Jamal.
Greg says Mahomes has to have his signature Super Bowl game, just like Steph Curry finally had his signature finals last year. Oh yeah, Glenn, I remember that. They ran for like 300 yards on us. That was actually the game that we that's actually the game that we or not the game. That was actually the year we won the Super Bowl. But yeah, the Jags ran for like 350 yards on us, and that was the year we won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I got I hate him. Oh man. Only on G.S.R.
Yeah. Well, or ASAP.
Or yeah. Afternoon blitz, unscripted.
Yeah. Usually Jay's causing all the trouble. Or Jamal.
Jamal. That's funny. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, then in other football news, you had Brett Favre suing Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee. And Pat McAfee basically telling Favre to fuck off to open up a show today.
I think I'm going to sue Frankie and Mike.
But he's suing him for defamation of character. And it was funny because they put these videos out of what McAfee was saying, but they cut out that every time they said something, they said allegedly.
Yeah.
They cut that part of the video out when they put that, but they sent McAfee said they sent him a paper wanting him to go. Son of. Anthony says it's been a long time since the MVP is a MVP quarterback has won the Super Bowl. That's true. But no, Pat said that they sent him a letter wanting him to go through his YouTube and his Twitter and delete any video that they mentioned Brett Favre. Then they sent him another letter and demanded an apology by Wednesday night at 8:30, or it was going to be legal action.
And it did the same thing with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, McAfee basically did. He basically said, "Fuck off." He said, "Well,
he said he wouldn't." He said he didn't have lawyers.
He said AJ. He said he's going to take AJ to sit in there with him.
I think he'll change his mind.
Oh yeah, he'll probably get a lawyer.
He'll have to get some lawyers. Hey. Unfortunately,
he said he figured eventually he was going to get sued as the show got bigger. So
yeah. Probably it might be the first time, but probably won't be the last.
Yeah. I can't even. I'm trying to cite it.
It's true, man.
Ooh.
I agree.
John Suggs said it was 1999. Kurt Warner was the last MVP quarterback that won the Super Bowl. That won the MVP that year and won the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady never done it? Frankie, you would know that. Well, that's weird. You would think that Tom Brady would have done it.
Yeah, well, that's what the senator sued. That's what the senator told him. The senator said instead of worrying about spending money on the illegal team, you need to pay back the money you stole from the poor people. Is what that senator said that he sued. Yeah, so it's going to be a battle. Greg's cracking up. But I haven't heard what Sharp has commented about it or not. But yeah, that's how McAfee opened up his show. As soon as he opened up his show, he addressed it, and then he went on with the show. He had Sean Payton on there, and they were talking about how they put them chips into the shoulder pads of the players, and they get like how fast they're running and stuff. Well, they have a chip in the ball, and what they're getting. He says it should be coming. He didn't say when, but they're going to use that chip in the ball, and when the ball goes across the goal line, the goalpost will light up. So then that way, when they go in the review and you're in that scrum, they'll be able to see. They can compare when that light goes off and if the guy's knees down to be more accurate on them touchdowns. I think that'd be a cool idea. That goalpost will light up kind of like the basketball backboard does when the time runs out. Or like in the hockey, when the puck goes in the goal, it lights up. Be something like that. Really, what we got going on here now?
Mike, talking about Shannon Sharp.
Like you said, I'm suing Brett for suing Pat.
Oh God, Frankie.
Favre should have had won the Walter Mate Fan of the Year award the way he stole from the community. Oh man. Oh shit! I didn't read all that before. Yeah, that is kind of funny that he's already suing Shannon and not Skip, but it's the same show. Oh, I didn't read that one either. So
what are you doing?
I got to put that up after I put the other one up.
Yeah, since you put the other one up, you might as well put that up too.
Oh man. Speaking of Tom Brady, you brought him up. He filed his retirement paperwork today, so I guess this time it is for real. I still was leaving there was a chance in there he was going to play, but now I'm with that he's fully retired. He's filing his paperwork and everything. But
yeah, but what happens if he's out there commentating and a real good team loses the quarterback and somebody gives him a call? Hey Tom. We got 49ers. We got a real good team, and Purdy got hurt again.
we don't have a fucking quarterback again like last year.
Yeah, Josh Johnson sucks. So.
that cost him going to the Super Bowl. Oh, he said Jay Cutler actually did that. Oh my son of a bitch. Cutler left his deal to go with the Dolphins.
Well, because at one time people thought Romo was going to leave at 1 year.
Yeah.
And of course he didn't.
And who was it? Jason Witten was so bad that he left and went back and played football for a year, then retired.
Yeah.
Frankie said, "Come on." Oh, son of a bitch.
See, Mike Hughes is not a Cutler fan. I can understand that.
I know he's not a Bulls fan anymore either. It's all Dub Nation now.
Yeah, we got poor Jamal and sad Mike.
Oh yeah, man.
He was sad. He might be happy. He thinks they're getting Westbrook.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot you said that they're getting Westbrook.
That's what's kind of looking like, maybe. So he might be happy. He might be happy, Mike.
Josh McCown is my favorite Bears quarterback of all time. Greg says we'll do an in-depth Super Bowl preview show on Red Kingdom tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central. Yeah, hey, well, check out that, especially if you're a Chiefs fan. That's a great show. Go check it out.
Yep, it'll be good.
Mike said if Bulls get Westbrook, he said he'll stay. John Suggs said thoughts on all these NBA trades. In my opinion, Nets won with the Kyrie and KD trades with all those first-round picks. And if I'm not mistaken, the Jazz got like 28 draft picks this year. Yeah, I would agree with the Jazz. I think the Jazz did great on this trade deadline. They didn't get a lot of players, but man, they loaded up on all those draft picks where they should be able to rebuild that team. You gotta say the Suns were right up there when they're getting Durant. But if he can, I know it's an if, but if he stays healthy, they're going to be tough. I would say the Nets done pretty good with what they got for Kyrie and KD. Got a lot of draft picks. Oh shit! Oh, okay. Where are we at here? But no, I put the Nets up there. I do think the Nets done good with what they got because what they get, they got 4 first-round picks for KD. They get I think 1 first-round pick for Kyrie. So I mean, yeah, and then they got a couple good pretty good players too. So I think Nets done good. Like I said, you'd have to have the Suns up there, but I'd put the Jazz up there, getting all them picks. Then there was a lot. I think the Lakers done pretty good. They made their team better. They got some shooting. I don't think they made their team good enough where they're going to be compete for a championship or anything. But I do think they'll be in the playoffs.
Let me ask you something. Okay, they won it. What? How many years ago has it been since they won it? 2, 3, 4. When the Lakers won it, how many years has it been since?
What, 3? 3, I think.
Do you think if this team come together that this team is as good as that team?
No.
I mean, the main two that carried him that year was Davis and LeBron. Of course, LeBron's older and Davis has been more injured, of course.
Okay. Well, there have been so many I can't even keep up with all of them right now. Greg said, "Who do you see coming out of the West? Nuggets or Suns?" Man, that's going to be a heck of a series. I think if the Suns are healthy, I'm going to go with the Suns. But man, Jokic and if Jamal Murray's been playing pretty well, that'd be a real good series.
What if that situation in Dallas clicks?
I don't know if they're going to have the defense. That's what worries me with them because, I mean, Luke is not the best defensive player.
But didn't Dallas go? Didn't they do decent last year? How far did they make it through last year?
Ooh, Dallas?
Yeah,
they made it to the Western Conference Finals.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they should be a better team this year. I mean, well, if it clicks.
Frankie, he said he's going to promote something. I had to talk with the mayor. We're going 18 holes and going for $150 stakes. Before I go meet some athletes, I hope I can interview them. I heard him not a likable guy.
I've heard that too. And with some of his comments, I'm going to tend to believe that.
Trunk said that Mickey Mouse ring don't count. Talking about the Lakers' last championship because it was in the bubble. Oh yeah, I think right now Jokic is the MVP again. He's playing better this year than he did the last 2 years. Thought they put that one up. There we go. Frankie, 2020 was a solid defensive team, and AD was fully healthy. Also, Rondo's defense was great in the playoffs, and so was Alex Caruso. Yeah, that's why I didn't understand why they got rid of Caruso, which Caruso hasn't done anything since he left with the Lakers, but he keeps getting hurt. Grizzlies just became average in the West. It's funny if it don't count because if those teams was to win the ring in 2020. Oh shit! Hey, it counts. I mean, it counts. I say it counts because it was the same rules for everybody that year.
My only question is if a different team would have won, not the Lakers, would Frankie be saying that it shouldn't count?
I don't think Frankie would.
I know Frankie better than I do.
I don't think Frankie would. I think Frankie would feel the same as every team had the same rules, same chance.
Oh, he might feel that way, but what would he say?
That's true. Depends on who's all on the show and if him and Jay are going at it.
Yes, yeah. Damn it, Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal.
Poor Jamal.
The Colts. They've narrowed down their coaching search a little bit.
I don't want to talk about that.
They notified Wink Martindale and Callahan from the Giants, and then Callahan from the Bengals. They weren't going to be getting the job. From what I'm hearing, it's down to Shane Steichen from the Eagles and Jeff Saturday. That's what I'm hearing.
I got enough pain with the freaking Reds. If they keep Saturday, Greg, I might become a Chief fan. Okay.
No Chiefs fans.
Huh. If I'm gonna go jump, I'm gonna jump a bandwagon. If I'm
I
gonna
don't
leave.
know. I know Shaquille Leonard was on Pat McAfee's show, and he praised Jeff Saturday.
I think Leonard's took too many hits to the head.
He talked about how he said you give him a full off season, and a full season that it'd be right. They'd be great. He loves Jeff Saturday. I'm kind of I still think it's going to be Saturday. I've been saying that from the get go, but I wouldn't be if it is Shane Steichen. I'd be happy. I'd be happy with Steichen from the Eagles. I think that'd be a good hire.
Gonzo wasn't the Rockets.
Huh?
What Frankie said. He thinks that the players played and shouldn't make a difference. But kind of what you said, unless it was the Rockets that won it, then it wouldn't make a difference.
Glenn said, "Why not a Bears fan?"
If I'm going to leave, I'm going to go to a winner. I want to go to, even though I think the Bears are going to get better. And I used to be a Bears fan. Used to be a Bears fan before the coach came here. So
trade Jeff Saturday to NFL Network. John says Shane Steichen or Rich Bisaccia, in my opinion, be Colts' next head coach. I'd be fine with Bisaccia too. Yep. I like Steichen, but I just have a feeling that's going to be Jeff Saturday. And I've been saying that. I've been saying that since the season ended.
I like Steichen too. I liked Callahan and Raheem Morris also, but don't look like either one.
Well, Raheem Morris hasn't been notified. I mean, he's still in the running. Greg says, "Come aboard. There's plenty of room."
Hey, if I've stuck with the Reds this long, I guess I can stick with the Colts. Look at the manager we got with the Reds.
Yeah. Glenn said Irsay got much love for Saturday. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to Irsay final decision. And it don't matter if them guys talk to him, even if he tells them guys, okay, we'll do that. Right at the last second, he'll change his mind. That's what happened with Peyton Manning and Bill Polian. They had it all set. The talk had the deal all set up, and Peyton was going to stay there. And then the next thing, you know, Irsay changed his mind. Oh yeah, they interviewed Eric Bieniemy twice, and he's actually a finalist too. He hasn't been notified that he wasn't getting it. But yeah, they interviewed him twice. Well, he was one of like 7 that they interviewed twice, and now they're starting to let people know if they got it or not, and they haven't notified Bieniemy or not. So he's still a candidate. But I'm hearing Steichen and Saturday. I think Bisaccia would be good. I wouldn't be mad if it was Bieniemy. Yeah, I know Martindale Callahan is out, and Kafka's out as well.
Greg, what do you think Bieniemy hadn't got a job yet? I thought he would have had a job already by now. Mm-hmm. I thought Bieniemy would already had a job by now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he's had interviews.
Yeah. Well, I know. Frankie said because he's black, pops. He wants to move on. I mean, I've heard because he has trouble getting along with players. I've heard they don't interview well. I mean, you don't know what it is. I think he got. I know. I heard the interview with the Colts went well, but his name hasn't been one that I've been hearing in the finalists. I've heard Raheem Morris name mentioned more than I have Bieniemy's. But then I heard he might go to Washington as offensive coordinator. That don't make no sense to me. Why, if you're going to be an offensive coordinator, why leave Kansas City?
Yeah.
That don't make no sense. Stay in Kansas City with the best quarterback in the league, where you're you know what I mean. It's going to make you look better because your offense is going to be good. You go to Washington, your offense.
He's already been interviewed.
Who?
I think he's talking. I would assume
Yeah,
he's though.
We've interviewed Bieniemy.
Yeah, Bieniemy already been interviewed.
Yeah. Greg said his personality can rub people the wrong way. He's old school. Yeah, they interviewed Bieniemy during that off week in between the championship game and the Super Bowl, because the first round of interviews they all done was virtual, and then they did another interview. They actually flew out. They flew out to where to Bieniemy for the second interview.
Okay, all the people at Suggs list. Chris, who would you prefer?
Steichen, Morris, Bias, Aaron Glenn, and Saturday is the finalist. Steichen.
Would you? Me personally, I think I would prefer Morris.
And I'd probably have Bisaccia as second, and then probably Morris and then Glenn. But what do I think is going to happen?
I think it's going to be Saturday, and I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it's going to be Saturday, but and some people think they're not announcing it because it's either going to be Steichen or Bieniemy, and we're waiting until after the Super Bowl. I think they're just waiting after Super Bowl because NFL kind of frowns on you announcing it during Super Bowl week and trying to take attention off it. So Chris Strike 2, don't talk about my Washington. If he wants to come. Man, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I'm with Patrick Mahomes, I'm not leaving for another offensive coordinator job. Would you?
Nope.
I'm not leaving unless I'm getting a head coach job. Nothing against Washington because I agree if they get a good they get a good
yeah, but who's going to be the quarterback?
They got something. They got to figure out the quarterback right now. They're talking about that how.
Well, if they play Dallas every game, it'd be fine.
That's true.
I'd be Super Bowl champs, but the way Dallas made them look.
Greg said, as my co-host would say, Bieniemy has Napoleon complex. Laughing out loud.
The coach is going to matter too.
Yeah, we have to get a quarterback. We'll see what their plan is there. I think if Stroud's available, I think they're going to take Stroud.
Yeah.
I just hope they don't try to move up to number one and take Levis. But I did hear rumors. Have you heard the rumors about they might be working out a trade with the Bears for Justin Fields?
That'd make Mike happy.
Oh, Mike would be pissed. They're talking because if they with that first pick, they could get if they like younger Stroud better. And then the Colts probably throw in their first round pick or something. So then they could get the first and the fourth pick. The Bears could.
Yeah, Mike would love that.
And I wouldn't be mad at that if they brought in Fields, brought in the young quarter. I think he could be a real good quarterback. Got to get some weapons. That's one of the problems he had in Chicago. Didn't have no weapons. But if you put him with Jonathan Taylor and with the threat of him running the ball, being able to run too, and if you get, especially if you got a weapon, a wide receiver, offense could be scary looking. So I'm not used to having to worry about a coach. I have to go to coaches. Oh yeah, the O-line, they have to fix the O-line. That's 100%, no matter what. I agree, but they have to figure out what they're going to do at the quarterback position as well. But it don't matter who they have at quarterback if the offensive line don't play
like they did last year. Yeah, you're right. Ain't gonna make no difference.
Texans, they hire Matt Burke as their defensive coordinator. He don't have a whole lot of experience at well, He was defensive coordinator for 2 years with the Dolphins. His defense ranked like 26th and 27th in the league. Then he was the D-line coach for the Cardinals in 2022. But reports have came out said that they don't know if he's going to call the defensive plays or if it's going to be DeMeco Ryans. I'm figuring it's probably going to be DeMeco Ryans, especially until he's with Ryans a little more and learns that system a little better. And then they're interviewing Cliff Kingsbury, former Arizona coach, as offensive coordinator. I don't understand how this dude keeps getting jobs. Dude couldn't win in college, got fired. Then he takes that offense coordinator job with the USC, and then right before he gets ready to start there, he gets the Arizona Cardinals head coaching job. Couldn't win there, and now he gets offensive coordinator job. And it wasn't like the Arizona offense was great. I mean, when they were healthy, they moved the ball pretty good, but I don't know. I mean, who's Houston's quarterback going? Well, they're going to get one of these young quarterbacks. So I guess they think maybe his style will work with probably like Bryce Young.
What do you think about what Greg said there about Andy Reid? I think you top 5 all time.
I'd have to look into it more, but I would say
it's got to get him up there.
I'd say be close, if not.
You have to be heading that way. I would
think.
But it depends on how far you're going back. You're going back. I mean,
28, 37-1 with the Cardinals.
Former what?
Bookkeeper for Italian Mafia.
How the hell did I get Italian?
Let me ask you this. I asked Jay this the other night, and it just popped in my head because of DeAndre Hopkins from the Cardinals. He had to sit out the 6 games for the performance-enhancing drugs. We crucify baseball players for steroids or performance-enhancing drugs, but when it happens in other leagues like NFL or NBA, it hardly ever gets talked about. He got a suspension like nobody talks about it, but you let it be a baseball player and they get crucified and people want them kept out of the Hall of Fame.
I didn't have a problem. I wouldn't have had a problem getting crucified if that would have been a strict rule.
Yeah.
But baseball
knew it was
going on and encouraged it, in my opinion, because they needed them guys to do that and hit all those damn home runs to get fans to come back because they had screwed it up. They had screwed it up so bad.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't be out of the Hall of Fame. It's
bullshit. But why? You know what I mean? But why do we care? Why does everybody care more about the performance-enhancing drugs in baseball compared to other sports? It don't make no sense.
Yeah, I don't. Why did they care about steroids in pro wrestling? If a guy wants to put that stuff in his body, it's not. I mean, wrestling. The outcome's already.
Yeah.
So I mean, if that person wants to put in his body, why is that anybody else's business? I guess illegal steroids, I guess. But I mean, if you get them prescribed for you, then it's not illegal, right? If you get them legally prescribed for you. So I don't know.
Frankie says baseball was always about the steroids. That's why I hate people hating A-Rod. Yeah, that's what. And even like when people were hating on Barry Bonds. I don't hate on Barry Bonds. For one, he had a Hall of Fame career before he ever got big like that. For two, baseball encouraged it. I mean, it wasn't like they were trying to stop it. They encouraged it because it was helping baseball get back.
Well, who's the other guys that took it?
McGuire,
Sosa,
Roger Clemens.
Yeah, Clemens. I knew there was a pitcher.
Oh, and there was more pitchers.
I know there's more players who done it.
There was a lot. John Suggs says because baseball isn't a contact sport, but that don't. Why is that? Why being a contact sport got to do? As far as being a contact sport, you would think you'd be more worried about the steroids and stuff in football because the players are going to be even more bigger and stronger and then hitting each other.
Yeah.
So you think you'd be more worried about in like football than you would baseball?
Oh, anymore? I think baseball is more contact sport than fucking basketball.
Barry's neck was the size of a Big Mac.
Yeah, it was.
He went from stealing bases to hitting home runs. Yep. Being one of the best base stealers in the home runs.
Yeah.
What'd you think of SmackDown tonight?
I thought that was pretty good.
Talk a little bit about that before we get out of here.
Love the storyline, the way they threaded it all the way through the show with the Usos and Paul Heyman. So I really liked it. Thought there was a couple pretty decent matches on there. So I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, I love the I love the promo at the beginning with Paul Heyman, Sami Zayn, and then I like Sami Zayn and Jey Uso when they were back there in between the semi trailers, and
they ended
even at the end of the tag team match where Heyman was kind of hiding behind the pole.
Yeah.
You know, he's you see Paul. You seen the look Paul gave Jimmy 10 SmackDown? Yeah. John says sounds like a little Taco Bell dog. Let me get back to what was this one is. Don't see those fighting back then. Rounding third players used to tackle the catchers. Our top 5 NFL coaches of all time are Belichick, Walsh, Knoll, Lombardi, Shula. If Andy Reid would replace Shula with the win on Sunday to me. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Like I said, I'd have to sit down and break it down a little more to come up with my top 5. But I mean, back down here. No, my mom just got home from work, got here from work, and the dog's going crazy. They heard somebody out the door. All right, before we get, let's see. Vince says, "Who do you have winning Sunday?" I got Eagles. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP. He's going to prove his doubters wrong on Sunday. Vince, I have the Chiefs winning, and I have Patrick Mahomes as a Super Bowl MVP. I have Chiefs winning 27-24. Frankie Cruz says, I wouldn't take Shula out of the top 5. He still has more wins, regular and playoff together, even more than Bill Belichick. All right, before we get out of here for tonight, don't forget tomorrow night we're going to be doing a watch party and live reaction for UFC 284. We'll start at 8 p.m. Eastern for the prelims. Main card starts at 10 p.m. Eastern time. You got champ versus champ, Islam Makhachev against Volkanovski. I think that's going to be a real good fight. So join us tomorrow night for that. Then on Monday we're bringing back our GWR. We used to release a GWR podcast every Sunday, but instead we haven't been doing that for a while because doing live shows. So now we're going to start doing a live GWR talk pro wrestling Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. So join us for that Monday. Tuesday we have pro wrestler Damian Michael Cole that's going to be on the show. He's a wrestler, promoter, and trainer. He's going to talk a little bit about all 3 phases of the business. So join us for that on Monday at 5 o'clock. All right. Mahomes can be the first player to win regular season MVP and Super Bowl MVP. That's what I think is going to happen, Frankie. I think he's going to win the Super Bowl MVP as well. But then please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo'S Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. Like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, all at Gonzo'S Sports Room. And at the All Sports All Plays Network. That's where I post all the information about our shows. We'll be back with G.S.R. Gonzo'S Sports Room Monday night at 11 p.m. Eastern. But on Monday morning or Monday afternoon, we have the ASAP Afternoon Blitz at 1 p.m. Eastern. We have Easy Money, a sports betting show at 3. If you missed our Easy Money, a sports betting show today, we gave our Super Bowl picks And we also gave out picks for UFC for tomorrow night. Plus, Dad gave out some NHL picks. Go check that out. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch at Gonzo's Sports Room or at the All Sports All Plays Network. My Super Bowl picks, I'll go ahead and give them out real quick. My Super Bowl picks I gave out on the sports betting show. Chiefs on the money line. I like the over the 50.5. Then I have anytime touchdown scores. I had Travis Kelce at the -125. Miles Sanders at plus 120. Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes. You could get that at plus 130. And then I had Jalen Hurts under 238 passing yards. Also, don't forget tomorrow on Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, Unscripted. You can find that at Unscripted on YouTube and Facebook, Unscripted Guys on Twitter, and then also on the ASAP All Sports All Plays Network. So go make sure you check that out, 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Like Greg said, their show at 4 p.m. Central tomorrow, Red Kingdom, Go check it out. We appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe and like button on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you guys Monday night at 11 for another episode of G.S.R. Gonzo Sports Room. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. See you guys Monday night.